बस
लाइफ
all
एंजॉय
right.
कर रहे हैं आप?
Enjoying at Baroda.
वही तो बोल रहा हूँ, लाइफ एंजॉय कर रहे हैं आप।
और क्या करेंगे सर,
गुड
जब
गुड 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 गुड।
4242 देने के बाद में
हाँ
अभी किसी ने कल ITR अपलोड किया, आया डेट 8 मार्च 21। व्हाट्स हैपनिंग पता नहीं है।
आई एम प्लानिंग टू फॉलो यू वेरी सून।
ग्रेट ग्रेट ग्रेट। क्या करेंगे सर अब?
सर 3-2 हो गया है तो we'll start. तो
Yeah, please.
yeah. So let's start. I'll just do some of. So welcome everyone. Today we have one of our very own speaker from EIRC, Mr. Sanjib Sanghi. Everybody knows that technology the word technology has been patented by Sanjib Bhaiya in the EIRC, and because of him, we all are getting technologically friendly and getting updated ourselves around the year with his different kinds of speeches, different kind of webinars, and the way he encourages everyone to update technology and to adopt it in a very simplified and lucid manner. So I'm sure the 5 tools that he will share today will be a very good addition to your technological knowledge. So without further ado, I would request our President, Narendra Goyal ji, to please welcome him and then hand over to Amit Singhania for introduction of the speaker. Sir, President, sir.
Good afternoon everybody, and good afternoon Sanjeev bhai. Let me just brief you further to what Chairman Shyam said. One name, if we have to name, who has introduced chartered accountants to technology. He's here, secretary of EIRC of ICI. And friends, he is the key person through across his interaction in various associations and forums. He is imparting the necessary training to the trainers who are before you. And maybe I won't be wondered if all the faculties appearing before you may have been the disabled.
I think we have lost Narendra Bhaiya.
Of Sanjib Sanghi at some, I'm sure, and you all will be Sanjib Sanghi. Without taking much time, I'll request Amit Singhania to formally introduce you. Good luck, all of you. Good luck to Sanjib Sanghi and all of you. Over to Amit.
Thank you. If I will read Sanjib Bhaiya's profile, it is like a book. So I am just briefing his profile. He is a tech-savvy fellow chartered accountant with 22 years of experience as an entrepreneur and international fintech industry. Presently, he works with hundreds of overseas clients and provides an end-to-end tech-based consulting and accounting solution. Realizing the need for a constant technological upgradation in his profession, he has authorized a book, The Digital Profession, which provides a guiding light to his fellow professionals to upskill themselves by directly leveraging technology in their operation. He is a multi-faceted personality. He is presently the co-opted member of Digital Accounting and Assurance Board of the ICI and chairman of the IT Committee of the Association of Chartered Corporate Advisors and Executives, Merchant Chambers of Commerce and Industry, and advisors to the reputed forums. He has formerly served as the secretary of the EIRC of the ICI. Early in his career, Sanjib Bhaiya earned a diploma in information system audit from ICI and has also done certificate course in Java, software development, and system management from NIIT to strengthen his technical grip and fuse the necessary expertise with his finance qualification. He is a digital accountant. His vision and mission in life are to bring technology to the CA profession to empower his fellow professionals to achieve greater success in the profession by leveraging technology. And so on profile is going on. So just I am not taking so much of time. Now it's handed over to Sanjib Bhaiya to start his deliberation.
Thank you so much for a wonderful introduction. And first and foremost, I'd like to thank Shyam, Chairman of Information Technology, and to the President, Narendra Bhaiya, who had always been very kind to me. We conceptualized this course just a week back, and in 2 days we got into the job of doing it. Though there were a lot of resistance, but The chairman was of the firm belief that we can do it. So we finalized the program, and we got all the confirmation in, I guess, maximum 3 to 4 hours. So that was the beauty. And we had made a point that we will not go beyond the 70, 75 registration, because then the interaction will not happen. Today, we have a very important subject to deal. I think all the subject which has been chosen are very important, but this is some area, these are areas which had been dealt very less by many of our members, and it provides so much of automation all around. Let me quickly share my screen to start my deliberation. Just to add, because I'm also acting as a coordinator for this whole course, tomorrow we have a very important session to be done by Venugopal sir. That's the last day of the session. So please make sure that all are joining into that session. So Google, like we had been introduced to Google when we all started internet. So, and we started searching on Google. So Google is not new to us. Something which is there whenever we are looking for any information, we go into our mobile, we go into Google. So Google, आज संजीव Google पढ़ा रहा है, Google तो मुझे आता है. But today we are going to talk about that Google has got hundreds of different tools, how they work together with each other, and how they sync so that we get an automated solution. I will also a very important message for all of you. Today, I'm going to introduce two young speakers, Sarita Agarwal and Sumit Bihani, who is also going to assist me in showing you a lot of practical case studies. And I always love all the young members come forward and start speaking, because training and speaking gives you a lot of confidence and you get a firm belief on technology. So the first thing which we want to know while we are going into Google, and the topic which we've chosen today is what are the top 5 tools we need to automate our practice. Before that, what is cloud computing? So let me understand from all of you over here, if you can give me one single line answer on cloud computing, that cloud computing is this. Either you can unmute and say, or you can type it on chat, whatever is there, it's open to you. कैसे भी आप कर सकते हो. Cloud computing जो word है, इसका मतलब क्या होता है? ये एक word में या एक line में अगर कोई बता सकता है, तो वो बताए. Because our entire presentation is dependent on this. ये cloud computing इतनी बड़ी चीज हो गई है, इसके थ्रू हम लोग पूरे आज हमारे पूरा बिजनेस पूरी प्रैक्टिस पे डिपेंड है. तो इसका डेफिनेशन तो हमें समझना होगा कि व्हाट इज क्लाउड कंप्यूटिंग. यस मनीष, लाइफलाइन, दैट्स अ गुड आंसर, बट मुझे थोड़ा सा टेक्निकल आंसर चाहिए कि ये क्लाउड कंप्यूटिंग का मतलब क्या है. बैकअप, ओके, एक्सेस फ्रॉम एनीवेयर, ओके, यू कैन एक्सेस फ्रॉम एनीवेयर, मेक अकाउंटेंसी. सो ये सब सारे आंसर्स राइट है, बट आज मैं जो आपको समझाने जा रहा हूं उसमें एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है कि कुछ लोग यहाँ कंफ्यूज्ड है कि हम जो डेटा इंटरनेट पे रखते हैं या हम नेटवर्क इंटरनेट के थ्रू काम करते हैं, ये देखिए वसंत सर का आगे आंसर, इसको क्लाउड कंप्यूटिंग बोलते हैं. ये राइट आंसर है, बट ये कंप्लीट आंसर नहीं है. डेटा स्टोर्ड ऑन क्लाउड is cloud computing, but that's not the only thing. Anything which you do on internet over cloud is cloud computing. So computing on cloud, working on cloud is cloud computing. यहाँ पर हम लोग हमेशा चूक जाते हैं. फ्यूचर में कोई आपसे अगर पूछे कि व्हाट इज क्लाउड कंप्यूटिंग, तो आपको जवाब देना है वर्किंग ऑन क्लाउड. अब वर्किंग में क्या क्या हो सकता है? हम वहां पर अपना अकाउंट्स मैनेज कर सकते हैं, हम अपनी टीम को मैनेज कर सकते हैं, हम अपने डॉक्यूमेंट्स मैनेज कर सकते हैं, हम रेलवे टिकट बुक करा सकते हैं, हम फ्लाइट में ट्रैवल कर सकते हैं, हम यूट्यूब से गाना सुन सकते हैं, हम फेसबुक से फ्रेंड बना सकते हैं, हम जो भी चीज कंप्यूटिंग कर रहे हैं, क्लाउड में कर रहे हैं, इंटरनेट पे कर रहे हैं, वो क्लाउड कंप्यूटिंग कहलाता है। अब गूगल भी क्लाउड कंप्यूटिंग है, जीमेल भी क्लाउड है, गूगल डॉक्स भी क्लाउड है, गूगल इंटरनेट भी क्लाउड है। आप कुछ भी, आप एक रेलवे की टिकट भी बुक कर रहे हो, वो भी क्लाउड है। तो सिर्फ जो हम सोचते हैं कि डेटा हमारा जो क्लाउड में गया वही क्लाउड है, दैट इज नॉट एन राइट आंसर, नॉट अ कंप्लीट आंसर। तो चलिए इसके आगे बढ़ते हैं। एंड इसका पावर क्या है? इट गेट्स सिंक्ड, कि अगर आप ऑफिस 365 यूज कर रहे हो, यस, अगर आप ऑफिस 365 यूज कर रहे हैं, जीमेल यूज कर रहे हैं, कुछ भी यूज कर रहे हैं, वो आपके में, कंप्यूटर में, लैपटॉप में, ऐसी 10 जगह सिंक हो जाता है। मतलब एक ही समय में आप 5 जगह से एक ही तरह की इंफॉर्मेशन देख पाते हो। जब अपने अकाउंटिंग की बात करते हैं तो इमेजिन कीजिए क्लाउड अकाउंटिंग क्या होती है। क्लाउड अकाउंटिंग क्या होती है? आप बोलोगे सर मैं टैली को इंटरनेट से एक्सेस कर पा रहा हूं, इज इट क्लाउड कंप्यूटिंग? नहीं, इट इज नॉट क्लाउड अकाउंटिंग, क्योंकि वो रियल टाइम काम नहीं कर रहा। इमेजिन एक वेब ब्राउजर है जहां पर आपने एक अकाउंटिंग सॉफ्टवेयर खोला, जैसे जीमेल आप खोलते हो, और करीब 20, 25, 50 लोग एक साथ उसमें अकाउंटिंग करें। कोई उसका रिसीट एंट्री कर रहा है, कोई पेमेंट एंट्री कर रहा है, कोई रिकंसिलिएशन कर रहा है, कोई उसके बैलेंस शीट को रिव्यू कर रहा है, कोई उसके डेटा इनसाइट पे काम कर रहा है। अगर मल्टीपल लोग एक साथ काम कर रहे हैं इस पे, दैट इज क्लाउड अकाउंटिंग। तो वो एक बहुत बड़ी चीज है, बट आज वो सब्जेक्ट नहीं है। हम लोग वापस एक क्लाउड अकाउंटिंग के ऊपर पूरा सेशन लेके आएंगे, बट वो भी एक बहुत जरूरी चीज है। बहुत जरूरी है समझने के लिए कि वी नीड टू गेट पेपरलेस, वी नीड टू डू आवर अकाउंट्स ऑन क्लाउड। और ये सब करने के लिए हमें 3 चीज की ध्यान रखनी है। वन इज, जो मेरे स्लाइड में एक इंपॉर्टेंट मैसेज जा रहा है, अडैप्ट, ट्रांसफॉर्म एंड इनोवेट। अब ये तो हमें सबको आता है। संजीव, अडैप्ट आप कैसे बोल सकते हो कि हम अडैप्ट नहीं किए? हमने शुरुआत में, जब हम 20 साल पहले प्रैक्टिस करते थे, वसंत सर तो 35 साल 40 साल से प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हैं, तो हम लोग मैनुअल रजिस्टर बनाते थे। वी यूज्ड टू क्रिएट अ ट्रायल बैलेंस मैनुअली। हमारा ट्रायल बैलेंस जब मिल जाता था ना, जब हमारा दोनों डेबिट एंड क्रेडिट मिल जाता था, तो हम लोग पार्टी करते थे, भैया हमारा ट्रायल मिल गया। तो हम उस दुनिया से आज ऑटोमेट में आ गए। हम लाइन लगा के रिटर्न्स फाइल करते थे, आज ऑनलाइन रिटर्न फाइल होते हैं। हम डिजिटल सिग्नेचर कभी यूज नहीं करते थे, अब हम डिजिटल सिग्नेचर यूज करने लग गए। अब हम यूडिन नंबर यूज करने लग गए। अब हम ऑनलाइन असेसमेंट करने लग गए। हमारा जीएसटी का कंप्लीट प्रोसेस ऑटोमेट हो चुका है, ऑनलाइन हो चुका है। आप कैसे बोल सकते हैं कि हम अडेप्ट नहीं कर रहे? हम आपकी ट्रेनिंग में ज्वाइन किए, तो हम अडेप्ट कैसे नहीं किए? So what I'm trying to say to you is, adapt आप तब किए हो जब आपके ऊपर लादा गया, जब आपके ऊपर डाला गया, आपको बोला गया कि अब इसके आगे हम अलाउ नहीं करेंगे, हम कोई फिजिकल हियरिंग अलाउ नहीं करेंगे, हम कोई फिजिकल असेसमेंट अलाउ नहीं करेंगे। यूडिन आपको कंपलसरी लगाना पड़ेगा। जब आपने देखा मेरे पास चॉइस नहीं है, तब आप उसमें आना शुरू किए। दैट इज नॉट अडेप्टेबिलिटी। Adaptability is the choice. जिस दिन आप ये चॉइस लोगे, your choice to join this course is an adaptability. Your choice to go into YouTube and start learning advanced Excel is adaptability. Your choice to pursue a particular GST and make a career out of it is adaptability. And then once you get adapted, you start transforming yourself. You start building yourself. You start gaining knowledge towards it. अब आप ये नहीं बोलोगे यार मैं तो 30 साल से पेन और पेपर से ही ऑडिट करता हूं। You have to learn doing audit on a PDF file. You have to learn reviewing your files, online files. आपको ये सीखना पड़ेगा कि Amazon में अगर एक क्लाइंट आपका है और वो अपनी सारी सर्विस Amazon से दे रहा है, तो अमेज़न को मैं कैसे टैली के साथ या क्लाउड अकाउंटिंग के साथ कनेक्ट करूं कि ऑटोमेटिकली सारे इनवॉइसेस मेरे एंटर्ड हो जाए। आपको हर प्रोसेस में देखना पड़ेगा कि मुझे मैक्रोस कैसे सीखना है, मुझे ये स्पीड कैसे बढ़ानी है। तो संजीव हम कैसे सीखेंगे? हाउ विल वी लर्न ऑल ऑफ दिस? सर, वी हैव thousands and thousands of speakers 1,000 times better than us on YouTube, on Udemy, on Coursera, on Khan Academy. आप प्लीज उसमें जाके वीडियो सुनना शुरू कीजिए एंड स्टार्ट प्रैक्टिसिंग इट. सो दैट इज कॉल्ड मूक, मैसिव ओपन ऑनलाइन कोर्सेज. जिस दिन आप ये हैबिट डाल लोगे कि मुझे रोज 1 घंटा एक डायरेक्शन में काम करना है और मुझे रोज कुछ सीखना है, द जर्नी स्टार्ट्स. नाउ द क्वेश्चन कम्स, संजीव टेक्नोलॉजी इतना फास्ट जा रहा है, इतना स्पीड में जा रहा है, हाउ कैन आई मेक इट अप? एक चीज सीखने की कोशिश करता हूं तो पता चलता है कि 10 चीज और आ गई. So how will I make up with the speed? तो ये टेक्नोलॉजी एक सिलेबस नहीं है सर. इट इज नॉट अ सिलेबस. इट इज बेसिकली कि आपके रोजमर्रा की जिंदगी में, आपके प्रोफेशन में, आपकी प्रैक्टिस में क्या क्या चीज इन्वॉल्व है जिसको आपको ऑटोमेट करना है, जिसको आपको फास्टर करना है. तो जहां आप नीड क्रिएट करोगे, जरूरत क्रिएट करोगे, वहां आप सॉल्यूशन खोजने की कोशिश करोगे. I want my client to have a live dashboard. Let's start learning that. I want to get accounting on cloud. Let's start understanding that. I want to be 100% paperless. Let's start working on that direction. जब आपने ऑब्जेक्टिव डिफाइन किया और उसके बिहाफ में आप काम करना शुरू कर दिए, and then you start working on different softwares, different trials, and start upgrading your team, start training your team, and start getting them on board with your thoughts. That's where your journey started. And जब आप उसको 2 साल बाद देखोगे तो आपको लगेगा यार मैं तो 2 साल पहले ये सब कुछ नहीं करता था. Today I can do this, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. कितने सारे चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट मुझे फोन करते हैं, अब बोलते हैं संजीव ये जीएसटी रिटर्न मैं 3 घंटे में करता था, अभी आधे घंटे में कर पा रहा हूं. यू आर अ टेक्नोलॉजी मैन. आपको सब कुछ नहीं सीखना है, आपको अपने काम की जरूरत के हिसाब से क्या क्या चीज को मैं एफिशिएंट बना सकूं, कैसे मैं अपने इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर को डिजिटल कर सकूं, कैसे मैं कहीं से बैठ के भी wherever I am, I can still work anytime from anywhere. That is what your goal should be, and that is cloud computing. कि आज क्लाउड कंप्यूटिंग आपको ये पावर देता है कि आप कहीं से बैठ के भी काम कर सकते. Any question at any point of time, you can always unmute and ask me, or you can put up on chat. अब ये एग्जाम्पल आपको जो मैंने अभी बताया था, इट इज गूगल डॉक्स, हॉटमेल, फेसबुक, यूट्यूब, स्काइप, जो भी चीज आप कंप्यूटर में, एनीथिंग विच यू आर थिंकिंग ऑफ, क्लाउड कंप्यूटिंग इज देयर एवरीवेयर. सो लेट्स गो फर्दर. सो ये डेफिनेशन टेक्निकल है, दैट एनीथिंग दैट इन्वॉल्व्स डिलीवरिंग होस्टेड सर्विसेज ओवर द इंटरनेट. मतलब कि अगर आपको एक सर्विस मिल रही है, फेसबुक भी आपको एक सर्विस दे रहा है, यूट्यूब भी आपको एक सर्विस दे रहा है, गूगल भी आपको एक सर्विस दे रहा है, कोई आपको फ्री में दे रहा है, कोई आपसे एक 200, 500, 1000 रुपया महीने का ले रहा है. जो भी चीज आपको इंटरनेट के थ्रू सर्विस मिल रही है, दैट इज क्लाउड कंप्यूटिंग, एंड दैट वर्क्स ऑन अ उबर मॉडल. ये उबर को समझिए, UBER, जो अपने गाड़ी करते हैं. सो इसका बेनिफिट क्या है कि आप मुझसे ये क्वेश्चन करोगे कि संजीव व्हाट इज द राइट सॉफ्टवेयर टू डू दिस, व्हाट इज द राइट सॉफ्टवेयर टू डू दैट, उसका क्या अच्छा सॉफ्टवेयर है, इसमें क्या अच्छा सॉफ्टवेयर है. द आंसर इज एवरी सॉफ्टवेयर इज गुड. पिक अप वन सॉफ्टवेयर, गो टू दैट ट्रायल, go and understand ki bhaiya, is this meeting 60% of my requirement? If the answer is yes, start using it. Work on it for 3 to 6 months. And then you find some other software which is matching 70% of your objective. Switch. And that takes maximum 1 day to switch. Cloud में आप data को आराम से API के through import कर सकते हैं. So it is just like आज ये गाड़ी पसंद नहीं है, चलो दूसरी गाड़ी लेते हैं. अगर आपने 6 महीना, साल, 2 साल निकाल दिया ये सोच के कोई मुझे बता दे कि इसका अच्छा सॉफ्टवेयर क्या है, you are only procrastinating yourself. You are only finding excuses for not getting digital. Start your journey. Start with Excel. Start with a very simple software. मुझे टाइम शीट करना, all right. मुझे वर्क मैनेज करना है, all right. मुझे डिजिटल डैशबोर्ड बनाना है, all right. Everything you type on Google, you will get hundreds of softwares available on it. You go into YouTube, you want to learn advanced Excel, you'll find thousands and thousands of trainers who are 1,000 times better than me, ready to deliver their best of the best lectures to you. You have to put in that effort. And why you need that? Because you have to transform from a caterpillar to a butterfly. You have to transform from a caterpillar to a butterfly. क्योंकि अब जो समय आ गया, if you don't change, the world will change us. We'll become a dinosaur. So हमें अपने आप को बदलना होगा, और बदलने के लिए क्या बदलना होगा? ये जो बदलने की बात होती है, क्या बदलना होगा? अपने तरीके, काम करने के तरीकों को बदलना होगा. The services which we provide needs to be revalued. उसको एक नया कपड़ा पहनाना पड़ेगा. It has to be more presentable, more available. कि भैया आज क्लाइंट को आप एक बटन पे सर्विस दे रहे हो. You can answer their queries at the click of a button. You can arrange conferences through so many multimedias. So ये सारे जो तरीके हैं, you can get to know the entire operation of your company at a click of a button. ये सब कुछ possible है, और ये सब कुछ आप कर सकते हो. So let's today talk about G Suite. G Suite हमें इतना बड़ा अवतार देके रखा हुआ है. It is amazing. And most of it is free. और इसका paid version is not even साल का 1,000-1,200 से बेसी इसमें खर्च नहीं है. It is allowing you to integrate with so many applications and give an automated solution. So I strongly recommend कि अगर आप बोलते हो संजीव इतने सारे सॉफ्टवेयर मुझे नहीं जानना है, तो आप G Suite ले लो. This is the first step towards technology. First step. That's why I've taken this course as one of the important course in this 5 days course, that technology every professional should know. And G Suite is something which each and every professional should know and have complete control over it. So यहाँ से आप अपना जर्नी शुरू कर सकते हैं अगर आपने कुछ भी चालू नहीं किया है तो. What's the benefit? ये देखिए आपकी जो इतने सारे प्रॉब्लम्स है इसके पास सबके सॉल्यूशंस है. You can access file anytime from anywhere. It's cost effective, real time. It integrates with all the Google application, team collaboration, data security, and user friendly. ये सारी चीज आप खोज रहे हैं. It has all the things available. Next slide. Now what we see over here is कि आज हम लोग Google search जानते हैं. Yes, everyone says yes, we know it. Gmail 90% लोग यूज कर रहे हैं. जो थोड़े से बेटर होते जा रहे हैं वो ऑफिस 365 में जा रहे हैं, कोई अमेजन में, कोई याहू में है. बट जीमेल मेरे हिसाब से 70 to 80% लोग जीमेल यूज कर रहे हैं. व्हाई? बिकॉज इट इज वेरी यूजर फ्रेंडली. यूट्यूब हम लोग वीडियो सुनते हैं, बट हाउ मेनी ऑफ अस आर लर्निंग ऑन यूट्यूब इज अ क्वेश्चन मार्क. गूगल मैप्स हम लोग सब यूज करते हैं. जब भी गाड़ी में बैठते हैं, भैया यहाँ से वहां जाना है, हाउ मच टाइम इज गोइंग टू टेक, वी एंजॉय, ऑलराइट, शोइंग अस 18 मिनट्स. यहाँ पर लाल दिख रहा है, यहाँ पर ट्रैफिक है. So we are being used to apps. Play Store से हम लोग बहुत सारे apps डाउनलोड करते हैं. Google Photos, I don't know how many of you are using, but it's an amazing feature which you can use. ये सारे Google के product है. And last but not the least, Google Drive. I want to know from all of you, how many of you out of 55 participants are using Google Drive for their paper office? Just give me a yes. Google Drive कितने लोग use कर रहे हैं? Even before that question, let me ask you one okay, Nympha ji, you are using Google Drive, all right, 3. Any more? How many of you say that they are 100% paperless? 100% paperless. कितने लोग हैं जो कह सकते हैं वो yes but not much? 70% सौरभ ने कहा है. चलो वो पास हो गया, रैंक आ गया उसके पास. 100% paperless. Anyone out of 55 who claims that I am 100% paperless? I am 100% paperless. Please come to my office in Calcutta and forget about me. I can show you hundreds of chartered accountants in India who are 100% paperless. When government of India is paperless, when your entire GST process is paperless, when your entire income tax is paperless, there were times when we were far ahead than the government. Today, government is far ahead than us. We are not able to match the pace of the government. What is stopping us? You know what? Our mindset, our blockage of mind. हमें वो comfort zone से निकलने की habit ही नहीं है. हमें वो आदत ही नहीं है कि हम कैसे उस comfort zone से निकले और अपने आप को वापस उस काम में झोंके. हमारे पास बहुत standard excuse है. अरे संजीव, इतने सालों से तो मैं ये करते आ रहा हूं, अब हमसे नहीं होगा. ये जो नहीं होगा सर, you have already given back. And this is the time when you have to fight back. You have to go back and say, no, this is so easy for me to learn. Why don't I try it? And जैसे ही आपने try किया, जैसे ही आपने उसको use किया, immediately आपको एक excitement आएगा, wow, this was so easy यार. इसमें तो कुछ था ही नहीं, इसमें तो कितना मजा आया. Wow, ये कितना जल्दी हो जा रहा है. That is what I'm talking. So there is no more excuse to say, एक आदमी मुझे बता दे कि संजीव, how are we going to solve this? You are saying 100% paperless. What if a client send me physical documents? आज बैंक सारे ऑनलाइन है सर, वो डॉक्यूमेंट फिजिकल है ही नहीं. आप सोच के देखिए, there is nothing physical around. You get bank statement which is on internet. You get a credit card statement which is on internet. You get TDS return, GST, जो भी आपको inputs चाहिए. All the inputs are no more in a physical form. Everything is in a digital form. You are working on a digital form. You are submitting your return on a digital form. Then what is the reason for you to take a print and store a file? You can have lot of repository across the world where you can save your files, organize folders, documents, and you can save all these documents over there. Today, that is what we are going to talk about. ये introduction हो गया. Today we are going to talk about those 5 tools in Google, which I think most of you are not using, and that can change your life. That can change the way you are doing practice. And we'll be showing you a lot of case studies around that. One is we are going to talk about Gmail. Second, we are going to talk about Google Docs, Google Sheet, Google Form, and last but not the least, Google Data Studio. Now, there's a thing over here called Google Site that I'm going to do a separate class on Saturday, 3 to 4 p.m. I think I've given that details in the WhatsApp group. Those who are interested can join that. That's a 1-hour session on Google Site. But today we are going to deal with this 5 subjects on Google Docs, Google Sheet, Google Form, Google Data Studio, and Gmail. And how we can coordinate, integrate all of them together to talk one language, which means, let's say if I want to talk about how to send thousands of invoices at a click of a button, all of this will work together. How they will work? We can create a Google Sheet, something like Excel. We can have those 1,000 data in that, all right, this is the client, this is the invoice, this is the invoice number, this is the date of invoice, this is the due date, this is the description. We can create an Excel file for that called Google Sheet. Then we can create an invoice pattern in Google Docs, an invoice pattern, and then we connect the Google Sheet through mail merge. We have learned mail merge by Sarita. We mail merge that and we integrate each and every field of Google Sheet into that document. And then we do some settings. And once we do that setting, we click a button. This entire G Suite, what it does is it picks up each and every records, converts that into a PDF file, creates an automated customized email, which I'm going to show to you today, and then send an email through Gmail to those 1,000 client of yours into their email address. This is the automation I'm talking. There are thousands of automation you can do into this. When you are filling up this Google form, which was created by Sumit Behani, in the evening, he has created an insight, which I will show you how you can do it in Data Studio also. He has created an insight of how many people are interested to join as a DTPA member. He has shown an insight of how many people have loved this session. So imagine if you are coming up with an interview, you are conducting a survey, you create a Google form, you share it to millions of people. They send their, they fill up that form, Google form, that gets converted into a Google Sheet, and that Google Sheet can convert into an insight, a live dashboard, and that dashboard can be printed or can be shared in your website or into your social media. Imagine all of this is happening automatically. This is what we are going to learn today. And once we start learning this, this session will only be an eye-opener for you. To be a pro on this, you have to make a call to spend 1 hour every day going into YouTube and watching different videos, which helps you automate these functions. And after 3 months, you are going to come back to me and say, Sanjeev, I know I have created 10 case studies in my organization, and that has saved me 4,000 to 5,000 hours This is what I would love to hear from all of you. So yes, Google Calendar is amazing. Like 5 tools I'm going to show you practically. Those which are left, I'm just going to take a quick review on that. Google Calendar, I'm using it for all my Zoom meetings, all my appointments, schedules, everything. Hangouts is good, but we love Zoom. Most of us are on Zoom. We can use Skype, we can use Teams. So this is very good for remote working. Google Contact, I love it. Like today, no more visiting card. Like एक जमाना था ना कि हम लोग हाथ से visiting card, sir, this is my visiting card, sir, this is my visiting card. Today it's an iCard. You can create a contact, you can share the contact, you can have search features on that, and it is on cloud. So that you can be anywhere in the world and you can search for a person you know who stays in Bangalore, who has this expertise. And I just remember, the first name. It will search and give you the entire record of all the contacts, and it always saves together. So amazing feature of Google Contacts. Let's start the journey. We have a clear 1.5 hours now. So half an hour was, the whole objective was to create that mindset that we all need. If at any point of time right now, if you have any question, please do ask. Let's begin the journey. So सबसे पहले हम लोग जब इंटरनेट खोलते तो ये हमारे सामने गूगल आ जाता है and we can type in anything. It always saves the last search. I can always type in and do whatever I want. YouTube is again the product of Google, where you can create your YouTube channel. You can learn advanced Excel. You can learn transfer pricing. You'll find thousands of videos available. सीखने की कोशिश कीजिए सर, ये सारे के सारे अच्छे ट्रेनर्स हैं, better than us. Please start learning and start doing work. अब अपने चलते हैं on the right hand side. Once you go into Google, on the right hand side, if you see there are radio buttons, small little 8 or 9 buttons. When you click on that, you'll see all the Google applications available. जो नहीं दिखता है उसको आप मोर करके क्लिक करोगे, आपको सब मिल जाएगा. यहाँ नहीं भी मिलता, you can always go in and type in over here. Let's start the first application called Gmail. So Gmail, आप बोलोगे संजीव, we all know that, we have all used that. I'm just going to show you few important things on Gmail which you will love to see. One is setting, filter. ये सारी चीज मैं cover करूंगा. So settings, ये जो आपने Gmail खोला है, on the right hand side you'll see an option called settings. इसमें देखिए बहुत सुंदर से, बहुत लोग नहीं देखते. You can always do the setting as comfortable, as default. ये देखिए आपके सामने change हो रहा है. Compact अगर आपके बहुत सारे emails आ रहे हैं. But the best part is default. I like it, so let's remain it. You can change the theme to different colors. आप किसी तरह से भी अपने colors को यहाँ से theme से change कर सकते हो. The best part is you can always have important first, unread first, and you can have this look like a Outlook Express. Like अगर आपको right में चाहिए कि भैया मेरे सारे mails यहाँ पर और right में उसका details parallelly खुल जाए. You can have right of inbox. You click over here and you have the email right over here. You can have it below the inbox कि भैया ऊपर में mail रहे और नीचे में हमारा उसका details रहे. ये भी आप कर सकते हो. और you can have no split कि भैया मुझे जो जरूरत पड़ेगा मैं उसी को ही खोल के देखूंगा. So all these settings you can do. Let's go further into all settings. इसमें एक बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग फीचर है which is called undo send. ये undo send क्या होता है सर? अगर आप देख रहे हैं, it has got an interesting feature where once you compose a file, it allows you, देखिए 30 सेकेंड इसके पास मैक्सिमम है. It allows you to undo. कई बार क्या होता है ना कि हम एक मेल लिखते हैं और मेल लिखने के तुरंत बाद हमको रियलाइज होता है कि थैंक्स मनीष, एक मेल लिखने के बाद हमको रियलाइज होता है कि अरे यार मैंने तो इसको भेज दिया, गलत भेज दिया, इसको तो भेजना नहीं था, इसको तो ये नहीं करना था, या इसमें गलत लोग को मैंने ऐड कर दिया, या एक पर्टिकुलर पार्ट ऑफ मैसेज नहीं था बट तब तक वो मेल जा चुका. सो यू हैव 30 सेकेंड्स टाइम टू स्टॉप दैट ईमेल. ये कैसे करेंगे? ये इसमें पावर है. आप सेटिंग्स में जाके इसको 30 सेकेंड्स कर दीजिएगा. And then you see, I just compose an email. I write an email. All right, I'm sending it to Sarita. This is just for testing. I put in a subject. Hello, and then watch over here, I hit send. जैसे मैंने send भेज दिया, आप देखो यहाँ पर एक undo ऑप्शन है. ये undo ऑप्शन 30 seconds तक लाइव रहेगा. 30 सेकंड के बाद ये undo चला जाएगा. Once you click on undo back, वो मैसेज आपके सामने वापस खुल जा रहा है. And you can now change it to whatever you want and then you send it. So this is a very, very interesting way to undo send. So I hope everyone is clear with this. So ये एक important feature है जो undo send है, which means when you are trying to send an email, please do go into all settings and configure this to 30 seconds. Yes. So Pradeep ji, no, you will not. जब आप भेज दोगे वापस, वो अंडू कर दिए तो वापस आपके पास आ गया, और जब आपने वापस करेक्शन करके भेज दिया तो वो चला जाएगा. तो ये, हाँ, वो जो आप चाह रहे हो कि मुझे कंफर्मेशन मिले, यू कैन इवन डू दैट. वो भी एक्शन आप कर सकते हो, वो मैं करता हूँ आपके सामने. बट अभी अपने अंडू सेंड की बात कर रहे हैं कि अगर हम कोई भी ईमेल भेजने के 30 सेकंड के अंदर हमें उसको स्टॉप करना है, उसको रिविजिट करना है, यू कैन डू दैट एंड you have to just configure it to 30 seconds. इसमें एक और इम्पोर्टेंट, बहुत सारी चीजें, मैं कुछ चीज इसमें दिखाना चाहता हूं जो बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग है. एक चीज है आउट ऑफ ऑफिस रिप्लाई. कई बार क्या होता है, और इसमें आप ईमेल स्केड्यूल भी कर सकते हो. इससे पहले मैं ये दिखाना चाहता हूँ स्केड्यूल ईमेल. ये आई डोंट नो कितने लोग ये किए हैं कि नहीं. यहाँ पर जब आप एक कंपोज करते हो, so there is an option called schedule send. Now this is very, very interesting. ये क्या करता है ना, वसल सर को हैप्पी बर्थडे बोलने में बहुत मजा आता है, बहुत अच्छा लगता है. ही लव्स टू ग्रीट पीपल. सो उसने क्या किया, उसने बोला कि यार 12 बजे तक कौन जागेगा, संजीव सांगी को 12:02 पे मेरा ईमेल जाना चाहिए हैप्पी बर्थडे. नाउ हिज चैलेंज इज ही डोंट वांट टू यू नो बी देयर. तो उसने एक ईमेल क्रिएट किया. ऑलराइट संजीव, उसने ईमेल क्रिएट किया हैप्पी बर्थडे, उसने यहाँ पर टाइप किया, उसने पूरा एक अच्छा सा मैसेज बनाया और उसने एक स्केड्यूल सेंड दबा दिया. एंड देन ही पुट इन द डेट एंड टाइम. डेट एंड टाइम की कौन सी डेट में कितने बजे ये मेल जाएगा. दैट्स द पावर ऑफ क्लाउड कंप्यूटिंग. जब उसने वो डेट और टाइम डाला कि संजीव का इस दिन डेट ऑफ बर्थ है और ये टाइम पे 12:05 पे ईमेल जाना चाहिए, और उसने सेव कर दिया. अब आपको याद नहीं रखना है, ऑटोमेटिकली गूगल विल सेंड ऑन दैट डे एंड दैट टाइम that email to that particular person, and that person will be very impressed कि वाह, वसंत सर ने रात को 12 बजे उठ के मुझे मेल किया. So this is the power of Gmail where you can do this. I don't know how many of you tried. Happy birthday is just one example. You can schedule for congratulations, for thanking, for you know, आपको 4 चीज याद आ रही, but you don't want to send now. तो आप क्या करते हैं, यार 2 घंटे बाद मेल भेजूंगा, 4 घंटे बाद मेल भेजूंगा, और 4 घंटे बाद आप भूल जाते हो. And you are not able to send that. So you can, as and when you get to know on this, आप immediately इसको कर सकते हो. Yes, we can schedule in Office Outlook as well, and we can do it in this also. तो ये 2 चीज इंपॉर्टेंट थी जो मुझे दिखाना था. फिल्टर्स, ये जो इनबॉक्स में फिल्टर्स होते हैं, ये क्या होता है, और इसमें मैं बहुत ज्यादा सेशन नहीं कर पाऊंगा बिकॉज जीमेल में और ही बहुत कुछ है जो सरिता और सुमित कवर करेगा. मुझे जो चीज मैं सीख चुका हूं मैं वो कवर करने की कोशिश करता हूं. इसमें एक फिल्टर बोल के बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग ऑप्शन है. व्हेन यू क्लिक ऑन फिल्टर, कई बार क्या होता है, व्हाट इज द पर्पस ऑफ फिल्टर. फिल्टर का पर्पस ये होता है कि जैसे मान लो, आई जस्ट गिव एन एग्जांपल, सुचित मजुमदार रोज मुझे 100-150 ईमेल भेज रहा है, लाइक महीने में भेज रहा है. आई वांट टू क्रिएट अ सेपरेट फोल्डर फॉर सुचित मजुमदार, सो दैट कि भाई ये मेरे को रेगुलर मेरे जो वर्क है उसको डिस्टर्ब नहीं करे, और वो एक सेपरेट जगह जाए, जब मुझे समय मिलेगा मैं जाके उसको देखूंगा. सो यू कैन क्रिएट फिल्टर्स वेयर यू कैन से, यू नो, यहाँ पे मैं दिखाता हूँ आपको कि ये कहाँ से आ रहा है, क्या आ रहा है. जैसे मैं इसमें यहाँ पर टाइप करूंगा फ्रॉम संजीव, फ्रॉम सुचित मजुमदार, अगर मैंने ये टाइप किया और फिर मैं यहाँ पर क्रिएट फिल्टर क्रिएट करता हूँ, तो मैं इसमें बोलता हूँ कि सुचित के नाम से जो भी आएगा वो इनबॉक्स में नहीं जाए, उसका एक लेबल क्रिएट हो जाए, which I can choose one folder, or I can create a new folder also, and I can say apply to matching conversation. मतलब जितने भी मैसेज में सुचित नाम लिखा हुआ है उस ईमेल को उठा के आप इस फोल्डर में डाल दो. अच्छा, ये बहुत खतरनाक है, लेकिन unless and until you are very sure about it, please don't use it. Please don't use it. नहीं तो क्या होगा कि आपका कोई मेल ऐसा है जो जरूरी है वो उस फोल्डर में चला गया. हाँ, हालांकि उस फोल्डर में जाके भी आप देख सकते हो, बट इनबॉक्स तो आप देखते ही हो. अगर वो फोल्डर में तो उसका मतलब वो सेकंड प्रायोरिटी है या थर्ड प्रायोरिटी है. तो कोई इंपॉर्टेंट मेल मिस हो सकता है. इफ यू आर नॉट श्योर अबाउट डिफाइनिंग ईच एंड एवरीथिंग फॉर दैट पर्टिकुलर मेल टाइप, कि भैया फलाना ईमेल एड्रेस से ही खाली आए. लेट्स से आपने किसी को टारगेट किया कि भैया ये बंदा रोज मुझे बेकार मैसेज भेजता है, अभी ऐसे भी इलेक्शन ईयर है, आप उसके मेल को इनबॉक्स से फिल्टर करके एक अलग फोल्डर बना सकते हो, एंड देन यू कैन ऑलवेज गो एंड रिफर दैट. So that is what I'm trying to say. You can create filters, and that is very, very interesting. Yes, Vasant sir, that is what I was saying. मैं अपनी मेरे से बचने का भी उपाय मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ. All right, let's move further. So we are covered with this. I will have one more Outlook thing, which I will, have Sarita, show it to you whenever she is available. Next, we are going to go into Google Sheet. So this Google Sheet is the next thing which I'm going to work on, जिसमें बहुत सारी चीज आपको देखनी है और करनी है. I love Google Sheet because most of my work are on Google Sheet. अगर मैं उसमें एक फाइल खोलता हूँ, so let's say this is an MIS report, and यहाँ पर बहुत सारे डेटा है. I can in fact let me delete this. अच्छा, प्रॉफिट है ना? हाँ, ये मेरी प्रॉफिट है, ऑर्डर डेट है, ईयर है, कस्टमर है, सेगमेंट है, रीजन है, ये सारी मेरी डेटा फाइल है. आई कैन राइट अ मैक्रो फॉर दिस कि भैया अगर ये डेटा मेरे पास हर महीने आता है, अब मुझे उसमें कुछ ना कुछ फॉर्मेटिंग करना है, कुछ ना कुछ वर्क करना है, so let me copy this file. So I'll say Control A, Control C. I'll create a new sheet over here and I'll use Control V over here. ये देखिए मेरा पूरा डेटा कॉपी हो गया. एक एग्जांपल के लिए I go back to my sheet 1. अभी मैं sheet 4 में था, sheet 1 में आता हूँ and I'll start recording a macro. To do that, what I'll do is that I'll go to tools. आज मैं आपको Google Sheet में macro सिखा रहा हूँ. And macro, what is macro? कि आपका कुछ 8, 10, 15 फंक्शन रेगुलर होता है, उसको आप उस स्टेप्स को रिकॉर्ड कर लेते हो, and then when you get that input file again, you use that macro and that operations happens automatically with that new file, so that you don't need to repeat that function again and again. समझाता हूं तो आप और क्लियर समझ जाओगे. So you go into macros and you hit record macro. अब देखिए मैक्रो चालू हो गया, आपको कुछ नहीं करना है, it is started recording. Now what I will do is that I'll say ठीक है भाई, इसको मुझे कलर करना है. So what I will do is that I will say make this as yellow. मैं इसको बोलूंगा कि भैया इसको कंट्रोल A करते हैं and I want to sort this data. So मैंने sort दबाया and I'll say data as a header row, and then I want to sort it by segment or by, let's say by segment. I hit sort. तो वो sorting भी हो गया. अब मुझे एक और कॉलम क्रिएट करना है यहाँ पर कि भैया मेरा प्रॉफिट परसेंटेज क्या है. मैं यहाँ पर प्रॉफिट परसेंटेज लिखा and I'll create a formula plus profit divided by my sales. So ये मेरा प्रॉफिट परसेंटेज आ गया. I can convert that into a percentage. Let me do that. ये देखिए सारा चीज एक्शन 6 हो गया. ये रिकॉर्ड करते जा रहे हैं. अभी तक मैंने 6 एक्शन ले लिया. फिर मैंने इसको डबल क्लिक करके पूरा कॉपी कर दिया. देखिए इसने वापस दे दिया कि अब आपने 7 एक्शन ले लिया. और अब मैं इसको बोलता हूँ कि भैया बहुत हो गया, इतना काम मैं चाहता हूँ जब भी नई फाइल आए ये 7 काम अपने आप हो जाए. इस तरह के आप 70 काम क्रिएट कर सकते हो, 7000 काम क्रिएट कर सकते हो. आपने उसको सेव किया और सेव करके आपने उसका नाम सुमित रख दिया. ये देखिए मैं यहाँ पर जाता हूँ और मैं इसका नाम, इस मैक्रो का नाम सुमित रख देता हूँ and I save it. तो ये मेरा मैक्रो सेव हो गया. नाउ नेक्स्ट मंथ मुझे एक नई फाइल मिलती है. देखिए ब्लैंक फाइल मुझे नहीं मिली, ये मेरे पास नई फाइल आ गई. इस नई फाइल में मुझे वो 7 एक्शन करना है. सो व्हाट आई विल डू इज दैट आई गो टू टूल्स, आई गो टू मैक्रो, और वहां पर देखिए मुझे एक सुमित का मैक्रो यहाँ पर मिला है. आई जस्ट क्लिक ऑन दिस मैक्रो एंड ऑटोमेटिकली ये 7 स्टेप अपने आप हो जाए. ये देखिए I've done nothing, ये 7 स्टेप अपने आप हो गए. This is the power of automation which I had been talking to you continuously, कि अगर आप एक ही काम रेगुलरली कर रहे हो, वो आप मैक्रो के थ्रू उसको रिकॉर्ड कर सकते हो and then you, and आपको लगेगा जब आप अपनी टीम को दिखाओगे वो लगेगा ये तो जादू हो रहा है. This is something like magic. So this is एक छोटी छोटी चीज मैं आपको एक आई ओपनर की तरह दिखा रहा हूँ. अदरवाइज सिर्फ मैक्रो के पीछे 2 घंटा सेशन हो जाएगा, सिर्फ एक पर्टिकुलर चीज के ऊपर 2-2, 3-3 घंटे का सेशन हो जाएगा. आपको दिखाने का पर्पस ये है so that you can see and say यार ये तो पॉसिबल है, I can do this, let me get into it, let me work on it. Once you get that drive, that's the purpose achieved. Let me take you to the next agenda. Macros is done. Pivot, download. Okay. Let me quickly take you to this Google Doc. Excel में एक और अच्छी चीज क्या है? Sumit, Sarita, are you there? Let me see if
I'm
Sarita,
there, Via.
you are there, but is Sarita also there? Yes. So Sarita is there, but she's not listening to me. Let me see, because मुझे एक simultaneous working दिखाना था. Unless Sumit, if you want, I can share you the file, and then we can do simultaneous working. So let me since तो बोलेगा ना chat में लिखो. All right, let me unmute her. Can you unmute Sarita?
I'll do it right away. Just 1 minute.
Okay.
Hey, Jan, we are asked to unmute.
Yeah. Okay, so let me share the file once again. Sarita, if you can switch on your video. अब जो सबसे important चीज है उसमें ये है कि I and Sarita can work on this file. Since this file was already shared to Sarita, I can share it to Sumit, I can share it to multiple people, but this file was already shared to Sarita as an editor. देखिए इसमें viewer, commenter and editor है. Viewer is the people who can only view the file, they cannot do anything on the file. Commenter who can only give comments कि भैया ये सही है. अगर आप एक client के पास भेजते हो या किसी के पास, you don't want that person to disturb your file, then make them the commenter, that they can only give their comments. Editor are people who can change contents of the entire files, and owner is the person who can delete the file. So please make sure that ये आप responsibility समझ के आपने editor बनाया. Sarita, can you work on this file? Can you make few bolds, few colors, and we can work together? There can be 50 people who can work together, 100 people who can work together on this file simultaneously. I don't see, Sarita, what you're doing. Can you speak and tell me what you're doing?
Yes, I am trying to format it at my end.
There was a delay of 10 seconds. I don't know where you were. So can you start speaking and doing whatever you want to do?
Sure. So I'm like trying to color the alternate rows with light gray.
Okay, so I was in sheet 4. So if you see over here, she is actually working on sheet 1. That's the reason why I was not able to see that. But she's working that now. Immediately I say, you know what? I don't want this to be yellow, gray. I want this to be orange. So I can do that. So even she's working, I'm working, and multiple people can work on that same file. Not just the formatting, on the function part, on the formula part, everything can be done together on this. So this was one thing which I wanted to show, where in Google Sheet you can work simultaneously. You can also create a pivot table of this. Now that's very easy. Let me take you back into that. 1 second. Yep. Yes. So let's say if you have this file and you want to create a pivot table of this, you select this whole file. I'll say insert, and then there's an option called pivot. This is under. I don't see the pivot over here.
I have created one pivot.
No, but which option is there, Sarita?
Go to data.
Right.
Pivot table.
Yeah. So you create this pivot table, you select this whole sheet and you click on create. And then you have all the options over here. where you can add rows, what you want on the rows, what you want on the, so I want segment on the rows, so all the segment comes in. I want on the column, all the regions, so all the region comes in. And if I want the values for all the sales or all the profit, I can do that. So at a click, and the best part is, please understand this power. You will say, sir, ये pivot तो हम Excel में भी create कर सकते हैं. The benefit of this is on cloud. The benefit of this is that you can create a Google form. The data gets collected from various sources, and this data, the sales data, gets automatically updated. This is the power. The automatic update power is the biggest power. Otherwise, the features of Excel are much more than Google Sheet. But the power to update, power to collaborate, power to work with multiple people across the world is the strongest feature of Google Sheet. So that is what we had discussed, and I think that's all we have on Google Sheet. Sarita,
In Google Sheet, you wanted to show macros?
yeah, I've already shown that, and you can always download this into a Microsoft Excel file. At any point of time, you say, you know what, I want to download this on a Microsoft Excel. You can always go in and use the Excel file. So that feature. So in this world, everyone is sharing things. So Google has allowed their product to be shared with Excel. Excel allows to communicate with Google. So everyone communicates with each other. That's the power to give benefit to the entire users. I just want, Sarita, if you can share your screen and show quickly, how to do Outlook configuration with Gmail.
Sure.
Yeah.
संजीव भैया, one question. जो
Yes,
आपने
Amit.
जीमेल में जो undo का ऑप्शन बताया 30 सेकंड्स का मैक्सिमम उसमें, ये तो एक IMPS की तरह होता है. जीमेल टू जीमेल में भेजे तो विदिन अ सेकंड चला आता है मेल. अगर उसको undo करेंगे तो सामने रिसिपिएंट, अब सपोज शाम को भेजना है, वो मेल आपको पास चला गया, तो उसको
नहीं, एक्चुअली जीमेल में अगर तुम कॉन्फ़िगर कर दे तो undo send, तो वो नहीं जाता है, वो वेट करता है. अगर तुमने उसको 30 सेकंड का कॉन्फ़िगर किया तो वो नहीं जाएगा जब तक कि
आफ्टर 30 सेकंड्स है.
वो 30 सेकंड के बाद ही ट्रिगर दबेगा, उसके पहले वो ट्रिगर नहीं दबेगा.
ओके ओके भैया, थैंक यू.
यस सीता.
You need to give me access to share screen.
Sure. Sumit, can you make Sarita co-host?
I'll get it done in 2 minutes, please.
Sure. So Sumit also had a few case studies to show. Sumit, I'll be done in maximum 15-20 minutes, and then you can also show few case studies, because the objective today is to have members get a lot of case studies today so that they can start practicing. So let me, if it's taking time, can I start on Google Doc, Sumit? Let me get started on Google Doc, and maybe we'll come back to Sarita on the Outlook synergy. Let me take you back.
Yes, you can do it.
Yes. So Google Doc is something like Google Sheet, but it has got many features. Like I think you have already taken the course of Sarita on Google, on the Word and PowerPoint and PDF. And something similar to that, you also have it in Google Doc. Definitely, everyone wants to show this voice typing process. There's a process called voice typing, wherein when you activate this, it is under tools, voice typing, where when you activate this, and then whatever you speak, it listens to you and it starts typing it. So this is one quick power of voice typing. The second thing which I wanted to show you is, let me go to the agenda, mail merge. We are going to see that we have one automation, translate. So let me open up a file in front of you. Let me close this and go into, let me close all of this. We'll go into Google Docs. You see over here, I have multiple files. So I'll take one of the file. Let's see if I take this file, because we are going to use this file for multiple purposes. I can I can always, do a mail merge, which I'm going to show to you. I can translate this, which means I can select this whole file. And then there's an option called translate. This is a very interesting thing, which never has happened. You can translate this whole file into, let's say, a Bengali, like a Bengali version, a Sindhi version, and there are multiple options which you can select. So if I want to translate this whole file into a Bengali file, I hit translate, it automatically converts this whole file into a Bengali file. See, so you can have a 100-page document converted into Bengali, Hindi, any rational languages, American languages, Chinese, French, you can always convert that. That's the power of it. Those who want to listen to again, there's an option called translate document. There's an option called voice typing. There's an option called compare document. And then let me quickly show you one automation project on this. The first case study, which is, let me go to my Google Drive. And here I have one case study on automation. My eyes are getting a little, yes. So into that, I have one process of invoice automation where what I had done is, as I said, I've created a Google Sheet with, let's say, 4 records with the client name, address, email address, due date, invoice number, amount, and all of that. And another file, what I did is that I created a template of invoice, which I want to be sent to all these 4 people. Now, these 4 people can be 400 people, 500 people, any number of people we can have. Yes, Ritesh, you can create table. I'm sorry, I didn't saw the question. You can download this X sheet I've just shown you. You can download this sheet into an Excel file. You can always do that. Now, once you create this template, forget about all this. You have never created this kind of box. And now you want to create a project where you want to send this invoice to all those 400 people as an email with a PDF attachment. If that's the objective, what you will do is that you will open up this Word file, create a template, and then you will go into tools. And then there's an option. One second. On the add-ons, there's an option called mail merge. You click on start over here, and the mail merge process will happen. The first thing it's going to ask you is, what is the file, from where I will take up the data. So I will take up the data from my Google Sheet, which is located in my Google Drive. So again, this becomes very important that today you cannot send emails with attachment. You have to create a link of your Google files and send a link to the people so that you have complete control of ownership of editor rights, of your rights, and your file always remain intact. So if you send a link, the person will directly work on your file if you have given them the editor rights. Otherwise, what is happening is that you first send an email to a person with an attachment, that person work on that file, it sends you a second version of that file. Now you have to compare both the files together. And then finally, you are integrating his file with your file because you like some part of your file, you like some part of that file. With Google, what happens is that you send them the link, it automatically integrates, and then it can show you your version, his version, and the combined version so that you can pick and choose what way you want. So I will go back into this. I will, open up my folder, which was having this invoice automation folder, and I will select this invoice file where I have all these 4 records, which I just shown you. It pulls up that files. And then what it does, it says, all right, which sheet you want. So it has taken that file, which I was showing it to you. I want sheet 1. Fair enough. It has taken all the columns, which is over here, which was there in my column over here. So all this date, client, address, all of these columns come up over here. And then what I will do is that I'll select over here and I want a client coming up over here. Fair enough. I'll hit on add. So insert this merge field of client over here. Then I'm configuring the email. I'm configuring the email where I'm saying, all right, the email of all the columns, all the clients were in the column of email. So I will go back over here and select email as the column because here is where all the email addresses are stored for all the clients. I'll pick up a subject saying invoice for the month of August. I'll give a subject to it. 2021. I'll say it is coming from Sanjib Sanghi. I can even schedule it. I don't want to schedule it. I want to write an email body. So I'll click over here and I will create my own email body template. So I will say, dear client, I can change this. I can just delete this and I can do it again for you. I'll say dear, and I can again call the client over here. Add. So dear client, please find attached invoice due on due date. So due date was already there over here. I can customize this so that my email is also personalized. So my email body template is also done. My body is done. I hit on save. And this is how I can customize my email with the email body, with the settings, with a PDF attachment. And then all I need to do is that I hit on merge over here. With the emails, I will hit on merge. Now what it will do is that as soon as I hit merge, it has started sending. It will say, all right, I will first go into all these 4 records, create this 4 invoice file, personalize that file with the individual records, convert that into a PDF, then use my Gmail address and send these individual emails to all those 4 email addresses. I'll say yes and start working, and it starts sending. Process 2 of 4 rows. I will go back into my Gmail to just make sure that what I worked was right or not. I'll go into my Gmail. And here is my invoice for the month of August. I just received, which is customized, dear XYZ. I just want to audit that sanjeevsanghi@gmail.com. This was my email address. This was the client. So this is working fine. I got the email. Please find attached invoice due on 2nd February 2021. That was 2nd February 2021. I click on the attachment and I see that invoice related to me. So imagine the level of automation this has done. This kind of automation is so important for our profession today. We can do it for our organization, or we can do a consulting project for our client. And that will bring huge opportunity for all of us. So that was one case study which I wanted to show to you. Sarita, if you are ready, do you want to drive for 10-15 minutes on Outlook Sync 1? Second, if you can do a little on Google Form. And, once you are done with Google Form, then I will request Sumit Bihani to do for, all right, I have one question right now over here. Okay, Prakash, so these are 2 different malls. Google is a separate mall, Office 365 is a separate mall. Now, those who are working on Microsoft has their own world. Those who are working on Google has their own world. Now, if you want to tell me which one to use, I will say I'm using both. So for certain automation, I'm using Office 365, Microsoft. For certain automation, I'm using Google. So it is for you to decide which one is more better. If you only ask me very personally, I will say Google is the first start. It is more easy, more user-friendly. Office 365 is little more technical, but it has more flexibility and more advanced. So I think that will give you a better answer. Yes, Sarita, can you take it forward for 10 minutes from now? So in 10 minutes, whatever you want, you can show. Go ahead.
Let me share my screen. First thing which I wanted to show is how can we configure our Gmail just within few minutes in our Outlook. So basically when we are trying to configure our Gmail into Outlook, it's basically not it's kind of syncing rather than integration of email. That means any email which we sync in related to Gmail in our Outlook, it stays at both the places. It will be there in your Gmail as well as in your Outlook. So even if you send any emails from Outlook, it also gets synced with your Gmail. So it's not only inbox, it's both outbox and inbox which syncs when we sync Gmail or Office 365 emails. So that is one benefit which we have. Let me show you how to do that. We go to file and we go to account settings, or else from here also we can click on add accounts. From both the places we can add an account, either from here or from here. So I click on add account, and in advanced options I click on let me set up account manually. It will take few seconds for this to come up. Yep. Now I type in the email ID which I want to configure. I typed in the email ID and click on connect. When I click on connect, here I get all the options. If I'm using Office 365 email, I use this. So it is not only Gmail. Even when we try to configure Office 365 email, it is equally easy. Instead of Gmail, at that time, I will select Office 365. Presently, I'm trying to configure Google, that is Gmail. That is why I will select Google. I select this. Done. Account successfully added. So now if I go to my Outlook, here in my Outlook, I have another emails configured as well. Same way I have my Gmail configured as well. So when I hit on send and receive, it will take some time because there might be few emails over there, which will then come in my Outlook as well. Now, if you see over here, it says synchronizing inbox. So basically it syncs my email, which helps me to keep my emails at both the places. If I am if I have access to Gmail, I can check from there. If I want to send some email, because Outlook gives us many other options, only we can set schedule emails, we can configure our signatures, we can send a formatted email. So for those purposes, Outlook is always better. So that is why many times we need to use Outlook. So it was easy. Just in 2 minutes, we could configure our Gmail into Outlook.
So Sarita, can you quickly go into Google Form and just do a case study on Google Form?
Yeah, I wanted to show one of the Google Form, which is a pre-fill link. How can we use Google Form pre-fill link?
So let me give you an example on Google Forms. For those who have never been introduced to Google Form, you have immediately experienced. In fact, I'll request Sumit to share the feedback form which we have been for this course. That was one small example on Google Forms. You must be receiving a lot of queries from me, or regularly. That is another form of Google Forms. So Google Form is basically a form which you can design internally, and then you can collect data from the entire world, and that get configured into a spreadsheet, which again from spreadsheet, you can create a data board, a data dashboard, which I'm going to show you once I'm done with Sarita and Sumit Bihani. Then at the end, I'm going to give you a 10-minute session on Google Dashboard. Yes, Sarita, over to you.
Yeah. So I'm trying to show you one of the very important features of Google Form is to have a pre-filled form so that we can send it to our customers or vendors, might be once a year, so that they can confirm their records, whether the mobile number, the address, and the other details are same or there has been any changes. So how can we use Google Form to its best so that we can send a pre-filled link to our customers so that they can verify it? Let me start with a blank Google form. I went to forms and I opened a blank Google form. I'll just show this example with with 2 or 3 sections or questions. So first thing is, let me take name, a short answer. Then I add another question, which is contact. And then I add another question, which is email address. So these are the 3 details which I want to take, and my form is ready. So I just want to type in a very simple form. Let me put the name of the form as pre-fill link training. And my form is ready. Now what I want to do is I want to connect this form first with the spreadsheet. So to connect with the spreadsheet, I go to responses. Over here, we have an option of create spreadsheet. I click on that. And we have both the options, whether we want to connect with an existing spreadsheet or we want to select a new one. So I want to create a new spreadsheet. I select the first option and I click on create. So now this form has been connected with the Google Sheet, a new Google Sheet, which I created over here. The Google Sheet also is with the same name as the form name, pre-fill link training, and my form is ready. Now what next? What do I want to do? What I want over here is I want to get a pre-fill link. What will this do? So presently it is coming as blank. I want that. I will create a spreadsheet. Give me a minute. First, let me hold on this. First, I'll show you what I need to do in pre-fill link. Google Sheets. Let me take few data so that I can show you. So I have these name, contact, and email details. We can consider this to be details of our client whom we want to send a pre-fill form so that they can check the details what we have in our record, and if they have any changes, they can make the changes and update the form. We won't have to do anything. The updates will, the form will get updated over here by itself, and we have the updated records for our customers.
Let me give you an
So
example for those who have not understood what Sarita is trying to do. Is basically, we always learned that we send a blank form and somebody fills in and we collect the data and we take use of that data. That part is simple. Now, what Sarita is doing a little one step ahead than that. What if I have the existing data and now I want someone, all these people, to receive an email or receive this link, a defined link. So each and every person will be getting their own defined link and they have to go in and confirm it. This can be very useful once we are trying to create a directory. Let's say a directory of any chambers of commerce where there are thousands of records, and each and every record has got again 10 or 15 records associated to it, like name, address, contact, mobile number, email address. And we want to come up with a new directory with a new database. So what is going to happen if we tell them to please fill up a form? Again, we have to go and match it. How about a situation where I send to Vasant sir a link where all his information is already filled in? He just go and confirm it, change the relevant part and submit, and my data gets automatically updated. That's the whole objective of this project. Yes, Sarita, go ahead.
yeah. So for the next steps, what I want to do is I want to fill the Google form with these data. So how do I do that? So I had created this form over here, name, contact, and email address. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get a pre-fill link so that when I click on the link for the form, it gives me these data. So how do I generate that link so that it can be filled with a particular information? So this is a process which we need to remember, that in the name field, what I want is name should appear. Why I'm typing in name? Because my field over here has the column has name as name. So basically what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to put the column header over here as pre-filled so that it catches the column header of my spreadsheet. And in the email, I type in email because this is what my column header says. I'm just trying to connect the spreadsheet column header with the pre-fill form so that it can simultaneously capture the details of other rows. So I fill this and I click on get link. So the step involved over here was to put the column header. Once I'm done with this, I come to spreadsheet and I open a blank sheet, or might be I can use the same sheet as well, but it is always better to use a blank sheet. I copy the link from here and I paste it over here. So this link which has generated from pre-fill link form is for my header row. This link is generated for this particular row. Presently, if I open this particular link which I just created, let me try to open it. it opens with the details which I filled in. But I do not want this. What do I want? In place of this, it should come as Achal. The contact number should be of Achal, and the email address should also be of Achal. So what I want to do is I want to generate Google links. How do I do that? Now here is something like wherein we'll use a formula which we can explore in details. So what I want to do is there's a formula in Google which is called substitute. What a substitute does is it replaces the existing text in this particular cell with a new string of text which I will select. So I'm substituting the data from this cell to the data which I want. So I want to click on substitute, and I know that there are 3 series of substitute. Name should come as Achal, contact should come as 87240, and email should come as achalkhemka2000 @ So I use the substitute formula thrice. So I put the substitute formula over here, and then I use the Google link. This is the link which I want to substitute. So I select it, and I want to make it absolute. So I fix it with $sign. Now what next? I want this sheet to be replaced with, the first substitute should be replaced with name. So I select the name. This is my first substitute, and I fix this cell that the name column should be replaced with A2. Same way, I close this bracket, my one substitute is replaced. Now what is my next substitute? My next substitute is contact. So I select the contact. I select the contact. I fix it. And in place of contact, I want this. Again, I close the bracket. Now this time I want to replace email with C2. Oops, just a sec. With C2. So I think, just a minute, I have made some mistake with the formula.
Either you need to
I need to remove the brackets.
Yes.
So I delete this bracket. Yeah, we should be good. I think I'm making some mistake in the formula, which I can take it from here. Just a minute. So, yes, I know that now. What mistake did I make? So I need to close the bracket over here once and one over here.
And the last line will not have 3 brackets. It does have 1 bracket.
Yeah. Thanks. So this was the formula which I did, and I autofill it. So what happened is, what it did is, I did not fix when I selected A2 over here in the formula, and I did not fix B2 and C2. So with the every change in cell, it is taking the same Google link and it is substituting. Since I've used this substitute formula, it is substituting A1 with A3 in this in A3 cell, and B1 with B3 and C1 with C3. In this way, it takes all the formulas. Now what I do is,
can you please open this Google link?
Yes, that is what I'm doing. Now if I click on this link, the data is already filled in.
So what All right. So I guess this was definitely a little bit confusing because this is little technical. It is not an easy step. Thanks, Rita. It was not an easy step, but the whole purpose of this was to create a unique link for each and every person in the database. If you understand that part, I think the whole process will be clear. If you, let's say you have 1,000 records and you want to create 1,000 unique links for all the 1,000 records, and if a person goes and click that link, it will see all those attached record for that record and then can update it. That's what Saita was trying to show to you. What she did was on the theoretical part, this entire session is getting recorded. You can always go back and listen to this step. But what she was trying to do is she created a Google form and then she created a formula that whatever value, she created a pre-filled link sheet formula that whatever value you find in that column, replace or substitute that with the existing data. And that's how the entire form come up with a unique link. Now that link which got generated is something which now you can send it to each and every person on a personalized basis or an email, and they can always go and update that and can take it forward for them. So thank you so much. We have very limited time and I want to give opportunity to all the young speakers to come forward and demonstrate. Sumit, it is your time now. Thank you so much, Sarita, for a wonderful deliberation. I'll come back to you in another 10 or 15 minutes. But Sumit, if you can take forward your demonstration for 20 minutes.
Just allow me 1 minute here.
Sure. Just remember that I need at the end 10 minutes for the dashboard, which is very important. Oh, so Ritesh, how to send these links automatically? As you say that now since you have the name, your email address, I just showed you on the Gmail configuration when we were trying to do this invoice automation, we were able to, send individual emails to each and every person. Like just how we have sent the invoices, you can send this individual link to all the individual records. I hope you understand that. Yes, Sumit.
I first of all thank you, Bhaiya, for giving me this opportunity. And I really find it privileged to speak with you.
No, you are the future of our profession.
Challenge.
All the young people are future of the profession. We want you to grow and want you to, because you are the people who research a lot. So please share your research.
Right. So before we start, can we have a small feedback process if you are okay, so that I'll be able to build up my session if this is being filled up. So if I request all of you to please fill up this form, so that we can build up this session going forward from here.
Yes, Sumit. In the meantime, you can keep on,
Right. I'll present my screen here. Just confirm that is it visible or not.
Sure.
So what I'm trying to do is, in the meantime, what I'll do is I'll present 2-3 small things. So first is, like, all of us must be knowing that we have an option of, do we know that we have a icon of Google Keep? How many of us know about Google Keep? If somebody can please write in the chat box. So if all of us know, probably we'll not get into that. So I'll just demonstrate a bit about Google Keep. So it's basically an app where we can, we can put in our ideas about our notes. It's a small, as usually we scribble in our office. It's a platform where we can write. Say for instance, I'll just. Is this screen visible? Meet Sumit Dhyan.
Yes, Sumit. It is visible. Go ahead.
So this is a very good platform where we can keep our notes. First is that we can keep our note, and second is that there's a very good option that we can create reminders based on dates as well as a place. So if you write that meet Sumit Bihani and if you put in an address of 4 Mango Lane, so it's in a Google app. So whenever you are across this place, so Google will intimate you that you need to meet Sumit Bihani and you have put in a reminder. So this is a small app. Apart from keeping our small ideas, we can use it with a geolocation. So whenever we visit a place or whenever we go to a person, so we remember that these things even we were supposed to discuss. It's a very good app, and that's too free with Google. So it's one thing we can explore in case we are not doing. And another small thing is Google Tasks. So the difference between Keep and Task is that, you know, we assign our work on day-to-day basis with task, whereas in Google Keep, what we do is that, you know, we keep our ideas. So with that, we can write that, you know, just a second. So I can create different tasks here.
Sumit, your screen is
It's
frozen.
finished time.
We are not able to see anything moving on your screen.
Just a second, yeah. Just a second. Sorry for that. So this, I previously spoke about two apps. One was Google Keep.
Can you
So
do
is this visible
again?
via Meet, Sumit Bihani?
Can you do that Google Keep process again? Because we were all frozen. We were thinking that you are going to show it, but we are not able to.
Surely. I'll stop sharing and then reshare again.
Yes.
So what I was initially building on that, there are two options on the right hand side of the you know, Google platform, Gmail platform. That one is Keep and one is a task. So there are two different apps. One is Keep. So with Google Keep, we can this can be a mobile application also. We can download it on our mobile also. So with Google Keep, we can keep our ideas. We can write any of the thing which comes in our mind, and we can put in reminders to that also, that, you know, when do you want that Keep to remind you. At the same time, you can collaborate it with people. You can put in people, you can add few of your team members who you want to work them on that idea. At the same time, when you are making a reminder, you can pick up a place also. So apart from a date, you can pick up a place that, say for instance, I go to some place, then this idea can be there. Even if we speak on a day-to-day basis कि मैं बाजार जाऊंगा तो मुझे ये लेना है, या मैं ICI जब जाऊंगा, so even I need to go to a library, or I need to do this. So apart from the date, you know, several apps give us a application where we can put reminders on date, but this gives us a reminder to put us reminder with location also. This is a very good app with Google, and this can be integrated with your Google. It can be synchronized with your calendar. At the same time, it's free and it's a mobile app available also on your mobile. So coming back to one more app, which is of Task. So Task is a similar kind of app where you can create task. At the same time, you can write your task down and you can say that this is done and this is not done. Say for instance, if I create a new task.
Sumit, on the top, there is an option called task. Okay.
Yes, Bhaiya. So there are one is calendar, then there is a Keep, then there's an option called task.
Hit cancel, and then there's an option called add a task.
Right. So I add a task. Say for instance, I write I need to make a GST filing. So even in that, we can create subtask. So add a subtask. So subtask can be prepare 2A.
And you can put a date and time reminder also, right?
Yeah, we can obviously put in a date and time also here. And one more beauty is that, you know, whenever we complete this, so this goes into task completed. So at the end of the day, we usually, you know, forget to bill our client. So even this can make us remind that, you know, that these tasks I have done during the day or during the week. So it's a very easy and handy thing available, that too from Google, and with a mobile application available. So this was two small apps I wanted to bring to your kind notice that you can use this. One is, have you explained the option of send later?
Oh, schedule send. Yes.
You have explained, right? So
Yes.
schedule send you have already explained. Do you want me to re-elaborate on the Google form?
No. I just want you to, you know, because you have 10 or 15 minutes left. So if you can do one or two case studies, that would be good.
So right, I'll just do a small case study on a Google form which I've tried to create for my own office. So it's a GST registration form, and just to make you feel of this, I'll you know, send in a details on your chat box so that, you know, we can all see. Even you have filled it here also. So the idea of this is just.
Yes, Sumit. So we have this form. So go ahead.
So now whenever I fill in my data, so based on, it's a small type of form where we use for GST registration. So it tells me, it asks your client that what kind of registration you are willing to do. Say for instance, somebody says that I want to do a registration for individual. It takes you to a different, page, that these are the documents required for an individual. Say for instance, you're supposed to upload a PAN of the proprietor. You're supposed to upload an Aadhaar of the proprietor, passport size photo of the proprietor. If I go back, I say, no, I'm not an individual, I'm a partnership firm. Then it takes you into a different page altogether, that you need to describe you need to put in your partnership deed, KYC of partners. So these fields can be, done based out of our requirements. So once again, I say I'm an LLP. So it takes you to a different page altogether. So, there are different interfaces where it takes us with respect to the need of the client. So this gives a very good client interface, and it gives us a professional touch. At the same time, there's a problem that the client gives us some document and there's some still pending, and he says, "Arey, aapko to maine de diya tha, aapne abhi tak kyun nahi apply kiya?" So we can say, because all the fields here are mandatory. So either he has to upload a wrong document here, or he cannot go forward. So this can help us to eliminate the time of calling people again and again and getting this data done. So
And
this was a
Mukesh,
small
Mukesh,
situation.
Sumit, quickly show them how to connect with the spreadsheet which Sarita has already shown, but if you can repeat the process. Mukesh, what happens is that you integrate the Google spreadsheet with the form. Quickly show that part on the response side where you are linking a sheet with a Google
Surely.
form.
I'll do that. Just a minute. So whenever we create a form, so there's an option called responses. So whenever we go to responses, like anybody can please fill in the data if possible in any of the forms. So it would have been easy. So whenever we fill in this is our form which we have created, and there's an option called responses. Whenever we put in a response, so it asks that, will you be willing to create a different sheet or a new existing sheet? So I say that I want to create a different sheet. So it takes me to an
So
Excel.
it connects with this Google spreadsheet, and whatever you do in that Google form, the data will automatically get updated in this Google spreadsheet. Good.
Right.
So any other case study?
One more case study I'll just put in there.
Sure.
Just 1 minute there. Just to reiterate the situation, that this was the Google form which we have sent in chat, and this is the responses. So the responses are filled in here. So the question was, how do we see that in the sheet? So these sheets are as follows: that Dharaji has filled up the form, Rahul Agarwal has filled up the form, Mukesh has filled up the form. So this is the way where people fill up the form and the data is being populated. So this makes our life very easy, and things become smooth. So with this respect, I'd like to just build in one more case study on this, that if we use our just a second there. So I've asked that how many of us have a method to measure cutoff dates. So 4 people out of 5 responses received, 4 have said that they don't have any method to keep a cutoff date. So I'll just give you a small situation which will probably help you over time. And there's a very good add-on with respect to this, that is called Mule Merge. So this is the add-on. I'll just open the add-on. I'll show you the way it works. So I'll just build in a story before I start this. Say for instance, we have we usually mail our clients that we want a GST data, or the biggest problem is with respect to DSCs. We forget that the DSCs have expired, and on the last date we realize that the DSCs have expired. So what we can do, that if I say that Sumit Bihani is the name of the person whose DSC I'm supposed to take, then it asks me, what is the date of DSC you want? So say for instance, I say that my DSC would expire on 15th of August 2021. there's a very good formula in Google which says, which is about today. So today always takes the current date. So this is the today, which is the current date, Then I would have tried to build up that before 10 days, I should be notified that my DSC is expiring or not. So say for instance, this is 26. For the sake of convenience, I'll make this date to be 26th. But I understand that there would be a problem in this, but I'll revisit this situation. So the idea is ki if today is 5th, or let me do one thing, rather than 10 minus 10, let's make it plus 10. So if any of the DSC is expiring on 15th, I want a trigger, right? So I keep that date to be 15th so that I can appropriately act on this. So what I ask Google is if in case any DSC which is expiring after next 10 days, please give me an intimation. So this is an add-on which can help you to build up intimations with respect to this. So 15th of August, my DSC would expire. Today is 5th of August. I've done a T plus 10, means today plus 10 days. So there's a very good add-on called Mule Merge. So I'll try to show you how it works. Just 1 minute, Mia. I hope I'm able to make sense. I'm not sure because I'm not getting any responses on the chat. So Dharaji, if you are there, please confirm that have you received any email or not after 2 minutes. So there's an add-on called Mule Merge. I've spoken about 2-3 times. So what it does, this is the way that when do you want the trigger to come? You want hourly, you want on a day or time, you want on a weekly trigger, or you want a monthly trigger. So as of now, I'm doing it hourly trigger every hour. The time can be done based on your requirements. So this asks that what is the condition you want the trigger to come. So I've written that page on template 1. I want the trigger to come if the condition is yes. I'll come to this yes on a later point of time. So this is the preview which is being built up. So it says the mail would go to bihani.sumit, which I've primarily filled. Second is the email ID. So email ID is the kind of situation where I have put in from the sheet. So it's being taken directly from the sheet. So in my case, it is Dharaji's email ID. I write DSC of name, the person name. So this is again a variable field which would change. Will be expiring on, this is the date of birth. I mean the date on which it will be expiring. So again, this is the subject and this is the body. That dear sir, please note that the DSC of name, again the person, will be expiring on the date. This is the date. Request you to please call our office. So we have given a number, we can assign somebody, and then we keep this as an option. So anytime a DSC is about to expire, so it says that, look, one email is going to me because I've primarily filled my option, and this is a variable field, which is Dhara@CA 2008. So both the people would be receiving emails. And it says that, on this point of time, email has been sent. So in case I'd request Dharaji to recheck and confirm that she has received a mail or not.
Great. Thanks, Sumit. I think this very important feature, one of the add-ons which I have not covered, like Google has got thousands of add-ons which you can select. Some are,
where your camera is off.
Some are freely available. Some are freely available. Some are charged. So it's an ocean. Like this session is all about giving you an eye opener, but it's an ocean itself. Google Form has got thousands of things. I got repeated requests on Google Form, and Sarita can demonstrate it well. Sarita, if you are available, can you in 5 minutes show how to create a blank Google Form and do it, and then I can take it forward on the dashboard as the last session. Sarita?
Yeah, sure.
Good job, Sumit.
Thank you so much. It's all because of your inspiration.
No. You will get better and better. So I want you to create just a blank form, Sarita. Don't work on pre-fill. It's little technical. Maybe let's first have the entire participant understand a Google form, how to create, what are the different options available on that, and how you can link that to a spreadsheet.
Sure. So to go to Google Form, if you are logged in into Gmail from your laptop, what you need to do is you go to Google and you just type in Google Forms. When you click on the form, you get these two options, personal and business. So since we are using free Google account, so we will use this, go to Google Forms. And here you will be able to see all the forms which you have created earlier. And on the top, first option is to create a blank form. There are few templates also available in Google Form. If required, we can use those for the basic forms. But if we have customized form, we can use a blank one. So we click on this blank form. Now, once you go to blank form, on the top, you can create your form for your branding purpose. You can give the form a name. So suppose I give the form the name as DTPA 5 days.
थोड़ा सा फास्ट होगा और सब कंटेंट होगा टेंशन से होगा तो समझा.
So DTPA 5-day course, if I want, I can put the form description, maybe feedback form. And it is ready. If I want, I can also add an image over here rather than just typing a text. So we can make the form look good so that when people opens the form, they understand that who has sent the form, what is the purpose of the form. We can make this part. We can consider this part to be header and we can arrange it as per us. Now here comes the question section. So we have all the possible options we can think of to create a question. If we want a short answer like our name or the address, we can use short answer. If we want someone to write about themselves or a para about their company, we can select the paragraph option. If we want to give them multiple choice, we select this option. If we want them to select the checkboxes, multiple checkboxes among the options which we have given, we select this. If we want to create a drop down, we select this. If we want them to upload a file, we give this. Or if we want like the grid option, multiple choice grid, we choose these options. Like we have these many options over here. We can ask them to fill in date, time, so they won't be able to fill in anything else but date and time. So now one more important thing over here is that I think it is in settings. Yeah. So if we want that whomever we are sending this form, we want to collect unique email IDs and that the people does not put in any wrong email ID, we should always go to settings and select this feature, collect emails. So what will happen in this case that we won't have to create a field for emails. The first field will be for email and they will have to type in the default email. So here, as soon as we select that option, the first option, which is mandatory, they have given it by a red asterisk that they need to fill in the valid email ID. So after that, we don't need to put in the email in our form. So now let's say we want to select the name. For short answer, many times by our question over here, what we describe, they itself take the option which is best suited to it. But if we want, we can go ahead and change it. So we put the name. If this field is compulsory, we select this option and we make it as required. If we think that this form has been, this section has been created wrongly, we can delete it from here. And if we want to create similar kind of questions, we can clone it from here. As soon as we click on this, the same kind of question gets created in the next section. And if we want, we can change the description of the question. So now suppose after name, we want to take address. We select the address. It itself takes para because it is understanding the address might go long. So in this way, we can create the form. Here, the three dots which we have if we click on this, we have many other options. If we want to create some kind of validation in any of the field, so suppose we are selecting contact number, we do not want any people to put whatever they want. We can go to response validation, and accordingly we can restrict people over here that they can only type in the numbers, or what would be the maximum character, minimum character which they need to fill in. All these things are possible from response validation.
Very good. Sarita, can you show how to connect with Excel? Like, did you show that?
Yeah, sure. Once our form is ready, after that, we go to responses. In the responses, we have two things. First thing is, as soon as people fill in the form, even before going to Google Sheet, we can see the responses over here, which I remember Sumit showed us that all the responses were showing over here. Now, if we want to see the responses in the Google Sheet so that we can create keywords and analyze it, we can click on this icon called spreadsheet. Here we have two options: create a new spreadsheet or select existing spreadsheet. If we want to connect it with an existing Google Sheet, we can select second option, or else we can select the first option and click on create.
Great. Thank you, Sarita. Let's now begin the journey, I guess.
Yeah, I'll just show one last thing.
Sure.
So now, after creating the form, if you want to send the form link to the person to fill in the form, you need to click on send, and here you have second option as get link. From here you can select this big link, but rather than selecting the big link and sending it to the people, you can shorten the link over here. So it shortens the link to a great extent. We can copy this and then we can send this link to whomever we want this form to be filled by.
Great. Thanks, Sarita. Let me now, can you stop your share?
Yeah.
So I guess both Sumit and Sarita did an excellent job of, trying to demonstrate, and, they are upcoming speakers. So they will, in fact, Sarita has done a lot of sessions. Sumit is on the start, but he has got a lot of technical knowledge. Now let's go to the last session of today on dashboard. Let me share my screen and show you. This is something which I want all of you to learn, focus, and work on it. Every single client which you're working with is looking for a dashboard. Today, when you are giving them a management report of 20 pages, 30 pages, it doesn't matter to them. Today, the world has come to a level where you can connect this canvas to an accounting software and can produce a live dashboard. It can get connected to multiple databases, and then you give them a screen. On the top, you can have, let's say, abccorporation.com/this. You can embed that into a website, and they can see the financials live, or single pager live at any point of time. Any changes, you put up an invoice in your accounting system, the dashboard gets updated automatically. This is what I'm talking about, a real value you can give to your clients. Now, look at this dashboard, and you can learn this in another 5 minutes, which I'm going to work with you. In 5 minutes, you can learn this, but let's see how it works. If this is a dashboard, you can select, all right, I want to only see for each section. You can select that. Your client can select East, and immediately the entire data gets changed to East. You can select, all right, in East, I only want consumer and home office. It gets updated. You want only for the year 2016. You can do that. So you can have multiple permutation and combinations for it. You can only want to have, or I want to only want furniture. So you can have all this multiple combination. All the data gets updated automatically. These kind of dashboard, just a vision which I'm trying to share with you, you can design, and let me show you how you can do that. So what is, you'll have a database of your inventory, of your financials, or whatever. So let's say we pick up this data, MIS report as a data. We want to build up a dashboard upon, a live dashboard. So what we will do is that we'll close this. This is a Google Sheet. We will go back into Google and we'll say, all right, I want to do a data studio. I will strongly recommend you to go into YouTube and go in detail in data studio, but I'll try my best to give you as much explanation as possible. So the first link, datastudio.google.com, click into that. And this is a free software. I built in so many, MIS report. In fact, Sarita has helped a lot in building all of this up. But let me create a blank report. So you see in front of me, let me first take this down. In front of me, there's a blank canvas and it is asking me for such a huge database. Now, till now, we only know Excel. Now, what has happened in this world is that it is allowing us, you can take data from analytics, from ads, from file uploads, from YouTube. So let's say you have got 1,000 likes and 100 of people comment, you can build up an entire visuals based on the YouTube analytics. You can build up a visual based on so many data. It's all over. The world has become so large. I don't even know 1% or 0.1% of it. But let's start with something beginning. So even I can get very nervous that, wow, I don't know anything, but I'm happy that I know something which I can use in my day-to-day profession. So I will pick up this Google Sheet and I'll say, all right, I want this file, which is my backend data. And I will say this is the sheet 1 because there are 4 sheets attached to it. If you see over here, pivot table 1, 2, 3, 4, and sheet 4 attached to it. I just need sheet 1. I'll say okay, and I'll say add to my data board. So now this Excel or this Google Sheet is now connected with my canvas, and I'll say add this to report. My job is done. Now watch over here, something very interesting. On the right hand side, if you see all the columns which I had, category, customer name, discount, order date, profit percentage, all the columns come up over here. And on the right hand side, I have this. I got a default table coming in. I don't need this table. I delete it. All right, great. It asks for me. Let me see what I've already added the data. Now I want to add multiple charts to it. It has got so many options. I'll first look for a table. I'll click on the table. See, it's just a drag and drop. I put up over here. And then what I will do, I click over here. It asks for me that, all right, you want by order date? I say, no, I don't want by order date. I want by segment. So I'll put up a segment over here. I don't need the order date. So I'll close this. And I don't need the record count. I want the sales by segment. So what I will do is that I will say, take the sales from here and put it over here. As simple as that. And let's remove this record count. Close. So if you see over here, whatever I'm doing, the data is automatically picking up the data from Excel and giving me a preview of it. Great, done. Now what next I want to do? I want to say, all right, let me go back here and I will take some scorecard. I can have multiple tables like this. I take a scorecard and I say, all right, I want to know over here, what is my total sales? It has come automatically because sales is coming over here. All right, I want one more data board. I'll say, let me add a chart and let me take one more scorecard and put it over here. And here what I'm going to do is that I want to know the profit. So I will take the profit and I'll put it over here. Instead of record count, I'll take the profit. So my profit is coming right over here. Now I want some graph to come in. So what I will do is that I click anywhere over here. I'll take up a graph. So let's say I love this graph. I'll take this graph and I'll try and put it over here. So it's showing me a graph by segment. It is showing me a graph by segment. If I want a graph by region, so what I will do is that I will change the segment to region and it is updating this by region. Done. Great. So I got my sales, my profit, my segment, and by region. So I've got all the data which I was looking for. I can make it bigger, smaller, whatever way I want. And then I want to create some control. So what are the controls I want to create? Let me click anywhere outside. I'll create a control says, let me create a drop down over here. And what was the drop down? I got segment, I got region, and let's say I want a drop down for year. So let's say I'll pick up year over here. Instead of this, I want to take year over here. If this is the simple data board I want to do, and then I want to make it colorful. So I can make it black, I can make it yellow, I can do whatever I make it red. So maybe I like this, I can make it blue. So let's stick to this. This is done. Now the beauty is what Sarita just showed on Google and Sumit has shown, I can share this file. So I click on this. I can email it to anyone, or I can simply get a report link. Now this link I copy, and the beauty is if I paste it to all of you right now, let me put that on chat. You all can see this report from your machine. So I paste this. Now this link, I can create a view, and this is over here. My dashboard is ready with the Excel. Any change which I do in this Excel, my report is live. I can embed this link. I can record people. So if I want to say, all right, I want it for 2014. 2014, and let me remove all of this. I want the data only of 2014-15 only. I can get that. So I can change anything I want. I can edit this at any point of time. I can share it with multiple peoples. I can give them view rights. I can schedule this. I can download this report as a PDF. So these are the features which all of you can do right from your place. It took me only 5 minutes. It only took me 5 minutes to do this. Yes, we are just done with this. Another 1 minute, I'll get this done. So it's how to create open link. No, it is giving. So I have not given the access. So once I give you once I share the file and give you access, you can definitely. So there's an option called manage access. So once I create this file and I create this access, anyone on the internet can find and view. Now, if I give you this link, now you'll be able to, because now I've said anyone can do this. So let me quickly give it to you, this access, so that you get that confidence. Control B. Now, if you click it, you'll be able to view this entire data report, which I've just shown you. So with that, I just want to end up with 3 important magical words. First of all, I want to thank Sumit and Sarita to support me in this entire 2 hours training, which was not easy. Practical subject, we were trying to show you 20 to 30 different things. And if you can pick up few things out of this session, that would be a great gift to all of us. Second important thing which I wanted to share before closing this session is the 3 important magical words: mindset, skill set, and tool set. 70% of the transformation, the changes happen only once you get into the mind that I want to do this. मेरे को ये करना है. This is so important for me. I really want to get this done. ये जब अपने अंदर जज्बा आएगा ना, तो 70% काम हो जाएगा. 20% आपको स्किल चाहिए, जो आपको उडेमी, यूट्यूब, सुमित बिहानी के साथ, सरिता के साथ, इन लोग से मिलके आपको वो नॉलेज मिलेगा. और 10% आपको टूल्स सीखना है. वो जो टूल्स होते हैं ना, कि कौन सा टूल्स मुझे गूगल यूज करना है, मुझे माइक्रोसॉफ्ट यूज करना है, वो सिर्फ 10% है, वो 90% नहीं है. 70% आपके माइंड है, आपकी सोच है, आपका जज्बा होना चाहिए, आपकी ये कोशिश होनी चाहिए, and you will make it happen. Thank you all so much. It was wonderful with all of you. And now I request anyone, if you have any question, we have to wind up. I had finished right on time, and I request Amit to please.
Yes, Sanjib, yeah.
You can always connect with me. You can always call me. You all know my number. If anyone needs my number, they can always connect with me. And इसके बाद कोई भी discussion हो, you can talk to me.
Sir, even I'll
Yes,
compliment you on Sanjeev. This Sanjeev, yeah, always I used to hear it from you, and I used to think कि कैसे होगा. So with the willingness to do, I got several videos on YouTube, and it's all YouTube, no Udemy, no nothing. There's several tests available, data available. Thank you for this opportunity and the encouragement. Thank you. Amit, please take over.
Yes. Thank you, Sanjib, yeah, for your wonderful deliberation. And we thank Sarita ji and Sumit also for his wonderful deliberation. And we should implement these apps in our day-to-day life. Then life will becomes better for us.
And just a reminder to all of you, on Saturday at 3 o'clock, I'm doing a 1-hour training on Google Intra site, where you can create your own Intra site and you can manage your internal office automatically, which integrates with your Google Forms, with your Google Docs, with multiple things, and you can have your entire office run on auto mode. So that is limited to only 100 participants, and there is no cost for it. The details has already been given in the group. Those who are interested can always go and register that. Thank you all so much, and please join tomorrow, because tomorrow we have a very important session by Venugopal ji on audit automation automation, on tally automation, on GST automation. So he's a man of automation. He will show you at least 20-30 different things which you can practically install in your day-to-day practice and automate many things in your profession. Thank you all so much.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
So I'm ending the meeting. Thank you all. Thanks for attending.
Sure, Sumit. Sure.